Hello, YouTubers! Welcome to Terry's Ideas and Thoughts, and with special guest Curtis Doe, and also Terry B. And now here's your host, Jack Doe.
Hello YouTubers. Thank you for making a brand new introduction to your channel, Terry. I like it.
You're welcome, Jack. That took me several tries to get it right.
That's good, Terry. I'm glad you got that done for our show. Okay, Curtis. How are you coming on your new flight simulator?
I went in to try it, and all the pieces fell apart, and seconds later, vanished, but the TV is still there. I also found out that I could not reach it all, because I'm not big enough. So, I decided I could get one later when I'm older and know more about it.
I'm sorry to hear that, son. Perhaps you will study flying manuals, and be better at it when you get older like you said. Okay, Terry, do you have any ideas and thoughts for today?
Yes, I do. But before I talk, let me mention, Curtis, I'm sorry you lost your flight simulator. I know you wanted to enjoy that.
Thank you, Mr. Terry.
You're very welcome, Curtis. Alright, now, what I want to talk about is interconnectedness and order in all over the world and maybe the universe too. The way I understand it is you ever get the feeling that someone is, you think about someone and all of a sudden you hear from them on the phone and all of a sudden you wonder, is that coincidence? So there always seems to be some kind of order in this universe. What are your thoughts on that, Jack?
Well, Terry, before I give you my thoughts, let me mention this to our viewers before I forget. At the end of this video, I have a surprise video clip. It's only 46 seconds long. Now to mention what happened to me once. I was driving down the freeway at 70 miles an hour, and suddenly my tire blew out on the back passenger side. I had to grab the steering wheel tight, to make sure I don't get out of control. But then, it wasn't a front tire, so I didn't have to grab the steering wheel so much. So I realized that I was told in driving school, to never slam on your brakes when that happens, just coast enough until it's safe to slowly apply brakes, and pull off the road. And then I pulled off the road, and started to get everything out of my trunk, and get my spare out. Oh, and before I got out of the car, I turned on my emergency flashers, so that people can know it's an emergency. I then continued getting out my spare, and scissors jack out, and while trying to figure out the jack, I felt this tap on my shoulder. I turned around to hear this man's voice say, "You need help." I said yes, I can't figure out this jack. It turns out, that this man works for the insurance company called State Farm. I was in luck, because I found out that I didn't have an electric air pump, and I didn't even have a lug wrench. But he did. So, he finally got me on the road again, and he suggested that I go to the nearest town, to get that tire fixed, because the spare is meant to be for short distances. Anyway, Terry, I mentioned that, to say that the universe sent him to me, right when I was helpless. And needed help. I considered him, an angel from heaven. I asked him, "How much do I owe you?" And he said, "Nothing."
That's an amazing story, Jack. I remember every time I look around and look at a clock here or there, it always seems like when it after 11 o'clock, there's always a 11:11, and that's amazing. It always seems to show up. Okay, well, what about you, Curdy? What do you know that seems like a coincidence?
Wow. That's amazing, Mr. Terry, and Dad, your story is also amazing, and Mr. Terry, I have those same moments, that I see that same number, and I have a theory about what I think it means. I think it's trying to say so many ones. The number, 1, seems to mean oneness for all, and connectedness. I also want to mention what happened to me on a nature trail a few years back. I was walking along on a wooden boardwalk-like trail with wooden handrails, and on the top of the rails, I saw a praying mantis bug. So, I walked a little further, and saw another one, and then I walked a little further, and I saw another one. That's the third one and last one I saw of the praying mantis, and so I took that to mean we should all pray thanks for the 3 meals that we eat every day. At least that's what I like to think it means, and that's all I have for now, Mr. Terry.
That's a good story, Curtis.
Thank you for that, Curdy. I have one more story that I want to tell, and then, Jack, I will let you close after that. Alright, this other event has to do with my car. The transmission on it has been real bumpy, especially after it's been on a lot of hills. Something must have happened while I was driving around in a big city, and so I had to go home that way. And when I got home, I said to myself, "Man, I hope this thing is not damaged, 'cause it costs over $2,000 to get these things repaired." So anyway, I had this feeling when I got out of my car, and it was a feeling that maybe I better check some wires to see if there's any shorts. So I went out and under the hood, and I didn't see no shorts. So I pushed on the cable that goes to the transmission module, control module, I think. And when I did that, and then I test drove it, the problem seemed like it was gone. So that was another coincidence, another blessing. So anyway, that's all I have.
Wow, that was a very good story, Terry. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this video, but, let's not forget to watch our surprise video after I close. On the next video, me and Terry will introduce my wife to Terry, and have her as a guest on the show. Curtis is staying with a friend of his, so he will not be on the next video. Okay, be sure and subscribe, and hit that like button, and click that bell, so you can know when the next video is ready, and please leave us some comments, so we can know what you toyog height of our new show. Okay, until next time, bye. Friends.
Dad, how long are we going to be in this plane?
It's going to be a 5-hour flight, son, but don't worry, we have small TV screens that we can watch while we fly.
Oh man, Dad, I hope we don't crash, I'm scared.
Don't worry, son, these pilots has years of flying experience, and they know all the safety ways to fly. We are in good hands, son.
Yes sir Dad, I feel better now.
That's good, Curtis. Now let's relax and watch the others come on the plane.
Yes sir Dad.